Everyone passed by the ugly stray cat, but one man stopped. In a bustling city, people hurried past an unkempt stray cat without giving it a second glance. But one man, noticing the animal's plight, stopped to help. What unfolded next would change both their lives in ways no one could have predicted. This story takes place on the busy streets of a large city where stray cats and dogs are a common sight. Some were born on the streets, while others had been cruelly abandoned by owners who could no longer care for them. Most of the stray cats resembled regular house pets, though dirtier and more disheveled. Among the strays, there was one cat who stood out, often referred to as ugly due to his rough appearance. He lived in a damp basement near a residential complex, spending most of his time there. This poor cat was missing one eye, had a half-torn ear, and his tail was almost completely severed and mangled. One of his paws had healed crookedly from an old injury, causing him constant pain. His body was covered in sores, almost obscuring his once beautiful striped fur. The nearby residents warned their children to stay away from Ugly, and adults also avoided the stray, often throwing stones or spraying him with water if he ventured too close to their homes. But none of this stopped the cat. He endured everything people did to him and just waited until they finally got tired and left him alone. If someone threw something at him, Ugly would hug their legs as if begging for forgiveness. It seemed that the cat didn't care that his life was so hard. He often searched for food in the trash and, if necessary, could stand up for himself in a fight with other stray animals. One morning, as the sun was just rising, Roger looked out of his apartment window and saw several stray dogs surrounding Ugly and barking fiercely at him. At first, the man didn't think much of it, but soon he heard a terrible noise and cries from outside that made him go out. Seeing that the dogs had pinned Ugly to the ground and were about to tear him apart, Roger unexpectedly felt sorry for the stray cat and chased the angry dogs away. Sadly, when the man approached the cat, he was already badly injured. Roger knew well that all the neighbors tried to avoid Ugly, but seeing the cat wounded after the fight with the dogs, he just couldn't leave him to his fate. The man decided to help, not yet realizing that this small act of kindness would change his life forever. Roger picked up the injured cat and carried him home, hoping to save the poor creature's life. Climbing the stairs to his apartment, he tried to be as careful as possible, fearing to cause the animal more pain. As Roger carried the cat, he could hear the poor animal breathing heavily and faintly squeaking in pain. Unexpectedly, the man felt the cat trying to grab his ear, despite the severe pain and weakness, as if trying to thank the only kind person in the city. When Roger moved by, this held the cat closer. Ugly looked at him with his one eye and began to purr softly. At that moment, the man suddenly realized that he was holding the most beautiful cat in the world because true beauty was inside him. Despite all the suffering and pain, the cat just wanted to show his love. The cat was scared, but he didn't try to scratch or bite his rescuer. Roger felt that the cat just wanted to give him a little warmth and kindness in his last moments. The man felt terrible, knowing that the cat was suffering and he could do nothing to ease his pain. Soon, the cat closed his one eye, took his last breath, and died right in the man's arms. After Ugly's death, Roger almost broke down in tears. He sat for a long time, holding the cat in his arms. He looked at the small, lifeless body and thought about how terrible the animal's life had been. This cat lived on the cold streets, never knew love and affection, and never saw compassion. Such a life would have broken most beings, turning them cold and bitter. But Ugly was different. Despite everything he endured, he continued to love and show compassion. When Roger speaks of Ugly today, he says that this cat taught him more about kindness and empathy than any book, lecture, or TV show ever could. The man says that the few minutes he spent with the unfortunate cat in its final moments were some of the most significant of his life, forever changing him. Roger is certain that Ugly is only ugly on the outside. Inside, he is truly beautiful. Until that moment, Roger, like many others, had chased wealth, success, and the idea of eternal life. But now, Roger no longer desires anything else. All he wants is to be like Ugly. Meeting this remarkable cat changed his life and his perspective on the world forever. Rest in peace, Ugly. You taught us that true beauty lies in the kindness and love you carried in your heart despite all the cruelty you endured. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.